Delizia has been around for 4 generations. We've been in Brisbane for almost 50 years.
John came to see me one day to get some posters printed that I think he'd done himself. And we offered to print the posters, but we started to talk about some branding solutions as well.
We went to AJ and he did some printing for us, printed some posters which we'd already prepared.
Yeah, and they weren't the nicest looking posters.
No, they weren't.
You know, here's this guy making this great product, and the posters he had printed were sort of clip art. I wouldn't say they weren't even your ice creams, they were just generic stock images, a logo just sort of whacked on. And looked at it and said, okay, well, we'll print it for you, but you know, have you thought about maybe making your ice cream, using your own ice cream shots, doing something about making sure your brand's out there as well. Of course, I hadn't tasted John's product at that stage, but once I tasted it, it was even more obvious you needed to do something because it's pretty fabulous stuff.
We wanted our brand to be about quality and value. We decided about 4 generations of flavour because my great-grandfather was a famous gelato maker in Italy quite some time ago. He was in the city of Messina, which is a port city on the tip of Sicily. We still use some of his recipes and some very traditional and authentic methods of making gelato.
And one of the things about a brand is it really needs to communicate the story of your business, and it needs to do it quickly and easily. You can't sit in the shops and tell every single person your story. We took John's logo, which was quite well done, but we extended upon that, and that was both in some design elements to carry across all your packaging, as well as the copywriting. We felt that was incredibly important to John's story, so we wanted to make sure that the story was represented in all his products.
Delizia stands out because we have a commitment to perfection. Our quality is not just about reproducing things of the past. We're an innovative business. We've got a really good team here, and we're a very small team but an extremely good team. We're very good at making gelato, but branding is not really our forte, so we needed a good team that could represent the quality, the value and the innovation of our product, which I found in Kwik Kopy with AJ and his team. What I found working with Kwik Kopy and AJ's team at Kwik Kopy was 2 things. Firstly was their professionalism and creativity, but the other thing is that AJ is a business owner himself, so he could understand what I needed to achieve, not just from a design point of view or creative point of view, but also as a business owner.
When you've got a product that tastes like $1 million, it needs to look like $1 million.
Yeah.
You know, you need to let people know how special your product is. So one of the things we developed for John was a style guide, which is basically a set of rules of how to represent your brand. So how your logo needs to be represented, what colours are to be used, what are the key messages that should be used, how the typography should be used, what sort of images you should use within your branding. And that set of rules helps create consistency for everything you do.
Yep.
Without the set of rules, it's pretty easy to get in there and do whatever you want, and suddenly you've got 5 different directions in your marketing.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah.
So we use the style guide now with so many different areas, from packaging to ice cream carts to cafe barriers, umbrellas, the website, DL flyers, posters, you name it, and we've got that consistency all the way through with all our branding and everything we do.
One of the challenges about maintaining your brand over different medias is just the different way that your brand can be read. So I mean, there's a huge difference between reading your logo on a little business card and reading on the side of a big truck. While we have the style guide, we are also in a position where we can help John be brand managers. We do have hierarchy within your brand of the elements to be used. So your logo is number 1. Your slogan for Generation Flavors is number 2.
Sure.
We have that elegant swirl with the ice cream cones growing out of the vine as number 3. And there are times when we might have to pull out the vine in order to fit the logo and give it the maximum space.
If it's on an umbrella or a cafe barrier or wherever it is, people very often have a very short time to absorb what's on that.
Yes, with the umbrellas, for example, we don't have any images on the umbrellas. We don't have any of the fancy swirls on it. It's really just your logo,
colours,
and your slogan and the colours.
Yeah.
and what we're aiming for there is because people can only absorb so much in that short time frame. We want them to see your name, and we want them to recognise the colours.
Yeah,
and make that association back to your product.
Yeah, and we actually have the most effective umbrella because of our beautiful choice of colours. In Queensland, when people think of gelato, they think of Delizia Gelato.
Delizia is now the #1 gelati brand in Queensland. Queensland's top restaurants and top chefs are now using this product, and now it's available to people to have in their homes as well. I mean, it's come a long way since we first met.
That's right. Yeah.
I love the flavour. I mean, it's the only gelati product I'll touch. I don't eat ice cream at all now. I'm loyal.
If you want your business to grow, first do something that you love, something that makes you happy, and then you can't sell a secret. So you really need to communicate the quality and the innovation of your product out there to the general public.
When you're in small business, you've got enough on your plate running your own business. You're not meant to be an expert in everything, and that's what we're there for. If you need some help with your marketing, with your design, we're there to help you out. I mean, one of the wonderful things about working with small businesses is that larger businesses are often run by committee and they don't have a stake in what you're trying to do. But small businesses, they're on the front line. And when you're working with them, you're working with somebody who's actually passionate about what they do, and you can actually take hold of that passion and do something with it without being restricted by too many chefs being in the kitchen.
Food is like music in a lot of ways, that when you have the notes, it's limitless. The potential of songs you can create. We'll use real nuts, real chocolate, real fruit, and then we'll take those ingredients and from scratch we'll make our own pastes, our own flavours, giving our product that authenticity and uniqueness and quality that you usually won't find in a supermarket. So it's a very slow, labour-intensive process. But then the difference is in the quality of the product. Everybody loves gelato. Everybody loves ice cream. One of the most amazing things is when I tell a young child what it is I do for a living and just watching their face light up. It's the most amazing job in the world. I think that gelato or sorbet or ice cream speaks to the little kid in all of us.